Yeah. So today we're tasting Maguey Madrecuixe. Maguey is a company that's widely known. We sell Vita, a lot of it, and so does a lot of other people. It was founded by two gentlemen named Ron Cooper and Keith Price. They are both artists. Mr. Price's artwork is what's on all the front of the bottles. So it's his cool artwork. They formed it in the mid-90s, and they claim, and some people agree, that they were the first to bring a really authentic, well-sourced product to a wider market. Like, they helped popularize it in the same way, I guess. I mean, a lot better way, but Patron for tequila helped popularize a better tasting tequila at the time. So this particular bottle is from San Luis del Rio, which is also where Vita is from. The same maker who makes Vita and the San Luis del Rio Espadin also makes this. It is the Nolasco family and the Cruz family, pardon me. Marcos Cruz Mendez and Patiano Cruz Nolasco. It's produced in the Valles Centrales in Oaxaca, and it's on the Rio del Hormiga Colorada, the Fire Ant River.
That's right. Very good.
It's got an elevation of about 900 meters-ish, and for reference, in Oaxaca, that's kind of mid to lowlands, because Oaxaca can get up to like several thousand meters. Lowlands tequilas, especially ones in valleys, tend to be more herbaceous and a lot more earthy, and it simply has to do with how clean it is. Like, if you're in the highlands, think water drips over, it tends to be sweeter and more clean tasting. So these generally pack a little more punch. This Madrecuixe obviously is a Karwinski variety. As we've discussed before, it can be confusing what species is which, but the people here call this particular Karwinski Madrecuixe. It's cooked for 3 to 8 days, depending on the size of the piñas, and then it's fermented for 6 to 8 days, which is a fairly short fermentation. I didn't really get an explanation for that, but it's a fairly short, average to short fermentation. They use a copper still, which to this family is traditional. That's what they've always used. They've never really used a clay still. So when people talk about like ancestral mezcal needing to use a clay still, that's helpful for figuring out the differences in different types of mezcal. But some families have literally been making stuff for like more than 100 years with copper, and so to them that is the traditional way to make it, and so that's what they do. This mezcal, according to Del Maguey, boasts lots of notes of the color green and papayas and bananas, and I tend to agree. It's got a mid-level acidity to it and a little bit of sweetness, and I think it's a fantastic mezcal to sip on and enjoy.
Can you tell us price point for that?
Yes, price point I do believe is 18. I have to double check. I think it's 18. I need to double check. Make a note to double check that real quick. There's other important information. Yes, the wood. So another thing about Del Maguey, almost everything that these two mezcaleros make and other things from Del Maguey uses a mix of a whole bunch of different wood from the surrounding area. I guess that's due to cost restrictions and because, it's just the surrounding area. They use the wood from around there. But specifically for this one, they use quebracho, or also called quebracho, which is found in South America. It's like an aromatic wood. It also uses mesquite and quamucha, almost, which is an interesting. I was looking into it. It's a tree I've never heard of before, but it's got a very hard wood and it's got seeds that are edible. But this particular expression is only made with those few woods, so it's got a very specific smoke profile. I do believe Chichicapa is the same. That it only uses like 2 or 3 woods to get a very, very specific smoke profile. Anything else to know about this? Yes, they use an electric mill because they're able to, because they had enough money to buy one very recently, I learned, and it's been working very well for them. And they use an open fermentation tinus, so it's this large 1,400 liter tank. It's just an open concrete tank that they let it ferment in before they distill it in their copper stills. 350 liters in size, so they can generally do smaller batches at a time, but they've got lots of stills, so if they need to slow production, they can. But that's about it. 47% alcohol by volume. Para todo bien también.
Why did you pick this one?
I picked this one because I just love the way it tastes. I think that Del Maguey makes a pretty good product in general, and I think it's good in terms of interacting with guests to let them taste something from a producer that they are aware of, but may have never seen. We get people all the time saying, "Hey, look, the green bottle. I've had the green bottle before," and they probably haven't had the one that they're pointing at. They probably have no idea. So it's good to say, "Oh, this one, you can take this one, but was it this one?" And they say, "Oh, they're different," and it's a good conversation to have that actually that this is from the same place as the one you've had, but this is a very specific agave. In fact, a different species than the one you had, and you might want a comparison. It might be a good comparison note to try Vita next to San Luis Del Rio next to the Madrecuixe and just taste how it changes from a widely sourced agave, individually sourced Espadin, to individually sourced Karwinski. That's about it. If you haven't tasted it, you should, and tell me what you taste, because
What are you guys tasting?
I did get green at first, like peppers, and then I got some banana, some like lush tropical kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't, not specifically papaya, but like banana and tropical.
For me, it's like almost like a candy, like a spicy candy. I like that a lot. With pink peppercorns.
Yeah, peppercorns. That's yummy.
For me, it's like it's still smoky, but not as smoky as the last two we tried. Maybe I'm getting used to mezcal, but I'm enjoying this one more than the last two. I don't know.
I find this one extra nummy. Yeah. Once again, that's the reason why I chose it, because I think this is good and it's not ordered a lot. Should be ordered more.
And I think I see what you mean by like lowland, the water being sweeter and cleaner.
Well, the lowland's like really, it's got a lot herbaceous, yeah. It's really,
herbaceous, yeah. So like, because it does taste like mountain water.
Yeah.
Has that like sweet mountain water flavor to it. When you're like
there's definitely a sweetness to it. I think
vibes,
that I get like straw in the nose, but then like definitely like sweetness, a little bit of citrus, a little bit of spice too.
I get heat. Like this one's kind of hot to me.
That's pretty hot too, on the end.
Could you explain again the difference between the Cuiche and the Madrecuixe?
I don't personally know for this region.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember you were.
Generally.
Yeah.
So that region was specifically for the Candelaria Ugolé.
Okay.
From what I understand, from what we know from our producer Mezcal Vago, they say that the Madrecuixe that they talk about is is similar to the one here, where it's kind of like a big stalky thing. The leaves kind of grow up from, kind of go up trunk and grow up a little bit, but it's really thick around the base. It's like barrel shaped. When it propagates smaller agave around it that grow up in clusters rather than individually. And the ones in clusters grow differently. They grow thin and tall, and they look completely different. And when they propagate, they might do the same thing, or if one gets far enough away, it'll go back to being a big tanky one. I don't know why, but that's what Mezcal Vago says. I'm sure a botanist should go look into it.
Yeah, and Cuiche is another type of species too, right?
Yeah, Cuiche is generally, I would consider agave Karwinski. Karwinski most of the time when we hear Cuiche.
Yeah, but isn't there one type of agave that is like Cuiche somewhere and then something else somewhere else? You know what I'm talking about?
I can't remember. Is that like a Grubriata? It's called Cuiche and like Guerrero or something.
Okay.
Awesome. That's it. That's done the game.
Thank you, Dan.